Tonight's video is about why the techniques of black metal can give your playing an aggressive edge. One person asked me today about black metal techniques, about how to strengthen the hand to do it. I thought it was a really great excuse to watch an Emperor concert, and he just revisits, some of my favorite songs from a number of years ago when I used to listen to that stuff a lot. Black metal is really, besides the left hand and minor chords and pretty much always having like a choir of the top E minor, the E minor triad of the three open strings just over everything you're doing. If you're going right, but it also uses elements of thrash metal and elements of just really sort of the most aggressive metal at the time. Black metal is an invention of really the late 1980s and specifically more like in the 90s in Sweden and Norway. So that kind of music is often characterized by not very virtuosic playing. But again, I already mentioned Emperor. They're my favorite of the older sort of true black metal bands. Their virtuosity always, or sort of there's like a virtuosic element to them. It's not crazy shredding and sweeping, but I always like the writing from Ishan, and now he does like progressive music, and I think that's really cool too. So let's get into sort of the right hand basics here. So tremolo picking, which is not a black metal invention, obviously. Been around for a long time. It's literally like a mandolin technique where you're just, picking a string. The idea is, we pick the low strings, right? So it's more, I'm going to say it like this. The technique is really more about continuous aggression. You're getting constant articulation with the picking, So if I'm going... It's very important to get that consistency, the same sound as a down as it is an up. Now, there's no hand strength required here. The question was about how do you strengthen your hand. It's really the wrong question, right? No offense at all, but it's not the right area of focus. Unless you actually pick using your thumb muscle. Some people do that kind of thing. I'm not a small motor skill person like that when it comes to my picking. And in a little bit, I'll sort of detail some other things, right? So in the sense of picking a single string, it's all palm mute, right? Because you want that sort of clarity and that heaviness to it. You can do it open as well, and we do that generally with the chord drop. But single note open, say it's the same E, like... Right? Okay. Threw a couple little chugs in there, but it just then that gives that sort of full dynamic openness, right? So the real key is you want to be able to single pick or tremolo pick a single string for a while. So start a little bit slow because you want to deal with a minimal motion. Start a little bit slow. You notice my volume's all the way down. Get a good audible tone. And just do it for a while. This is really the case of where the amount of time you do it for and the consistency you do it for is more important than the intensity. Because if you go in real tight, and you just try to like get through all the strings, you might get an aggressive sound, but it's not going to be sustainable. And that's sort of, for me, I would say the most attractive idea to the black metal sound is this. It's got this open atmospheric sound that's all produced from actual physical movement. It's not effects and all that kind of stuff, That's the thing I like about often black metal and death metal, is it's all about what you play, and that creates the sound, So hence playing very fast to to create sounds of sustain and articulation. I'm always attracted to that idea, right? But we're not playing like a lot of different notes very fast. We're actually just playing one note or more, right? So in that sense, we want to get down single string tremolo picking. Years ago, I posted a video on YouTube of Shining's Black Industrial Misery, which has like a notable tremolo part, and I played the entire song, you Okay, so you can go listen to that on YouTube if you want. That's the sort of the first aspect. The second aspect then is then taking that technique into more than one string. So same with really sort of any style of music, whatever. We're always dealing with two types of divisions. We're dealing with simple divisions and compound divisions. Simple divisions are divisions broken in sets of twos, fours, that kind of thing, and twos, fours, eights, let's say. And then compound division broken into threes and sixes, right? So if I'm doing simple division on, let's say, the power chord, the E and the G, right? Let's play the F and the G, right? So I'm playing the F and the C. Now I'm actually doing the same motion. So again, if you're not new to this and if you're new to this and then you don't have the minimal motion in your hand technique, you do want your wrists not heavily planted, but just sort of lightly anchored, right? Or your arm really anchored. So this way the wrist pivot is what's happening. And you'll see that there's no rotation going this way, right? We can open that up later, but right now, like that, right? So if I want three notes, it's a little harder so to get wider. If I want the full minor chord, very common in black metal, you notice I'm going to switch to opening up the elbow at this point. So this becomes arm picking technique. This is something that I saw Rusty Cooley do. He's a shredder guy, and I developed it a number of years. So you really do feel it in your tricep and your bicep when you do it. This is more the case of let's just like do it a lot. Your arm will fail, your static strength will go, and then you give it a recovery of a day or two, and you'll be a little bit stronger. So let's play some of that. So you get the idea. You really have to control the arm, and you could even do it like that. Now, generally doing it on single strings is like a little nicer with a little more control in the wrist. But it's the same thing with shredding. If you're going to use like lots of different notes, I can do it both ways. Like I said, I trained it both ways. Both have their pros and cons. A little bit different here and there. Definitely the arm is harder to control, but you can use it and you can sustain it. I can't play something like Black Industrial Misery with the arm because it's like a 7-minute long song like that, But yeah, riffs I can do like that and throw them around, and there's no substitute for that level of intensity, that level of aggression. So just take it very slow. Don't focus anything on the hand. Just allow yourself to move this way. Oh, the other thing we were talking about, like triplets. If you're doing that, very common in the style. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that. So this is, and if I'm doing it open, that's where you could allow a little bit more rotation. So even in simple division, you could still. And there we go. We'll wrap it up there. If you want my help, please feel free to message me. I'll see you later. Bye.